Hey there, Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. And so today we are going to do a couple of things. We're going to talk a little bit about Mercury retrograde. We're going to talk about that first because that's happening on Thursday, the 31st. We're going to talk about the week coming up. That is October 28th through the 3rd. Yes, through the 3rd of November. And then I'm going to do a destiny type reading. Where are you now and what can you do? Where are you on your path kind of thing? Because we're in Scorpio season. And Scorpio season is all about that breaking it down, removing, letting die the parts that are not working in our life and allowing that to be fertilizer to be reborn in our life. So it's the death and the rebirth process. And so figuring out where exactly we are so we know where we're going is always the best way to move your life forward. So I will timestamp when the destiny reading starts. So if that's why you clicked on to watch this, go ahead and you can skip to that, but you might want to stick around and see what's going on. So Mercury retrograde, I'm actually using, it's the Mercury retrograde book from Yasmin Boland, and she went through and she wrote 5 things that would help you to focus on what you can do during this time. So Mercury in retrograde for you is happening in your second house. So that's your second house is your finances. It's definitely about finances. And Scorpio, it's happening in Scorpio. And Scorpio is also about finances. It's about other people's money, though. So a really good time to take a look at where your money is in regards to credit cards, what you owe people, what people owe you, if you have joint finances, either in a company holding or in, so if you are invested in something, that might be a good place to look. Also check your finances if, in the marriage situation or in the partnership situation, if you have a roommate or whatever, however that works. So joint finances, finances that are tied up with other people's money. And then because you're Libra and it's your second house, it's also your personal finances. And it has to do with how you view finances. Like, what is the value in it for you? So do you need money to feel good about yourself, or do you understand that money is just energy? And it's an exchange of energy. It's the balancing, it's the give and the take that actually makes the abundance flow through the universe. And so there's that. And then the other thing is about your self-esteem, your self-value, and your self-worth. So some of the transformative energies, the Mercury in retrograde is a time to review, revise, revamp, whatever. So it's a good time to get down and look at your issues of self-esteem, self-value, self-worth. We are on the new moon today. It is Sunday, the 28th, the 29th, I'm sorry, the 27th. Mercury retrograde will affect communication, and for me, I'm a water sign, and it's definitely a problem, so hang in there with me. Okay, so you still have, there's never a bad time to make a new intention, but the energies are really strong for like the next 72 hours. So like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, really good time to start thinking about what you want to let go of, that's holding you back. What are you grateful for, and what do you want to bring in? Where do you want to plant your seeds of intention in this fertile soil? So even though it's a new moon, there's a lot of releasing energy that's in this. There's a lot of a need to release that's not working, like jealousy issues or negative attitudes or situations, just let that go so that you have nice fertile soil to grow something new in. And what would you like to plant your seeds of intention in regards to that? So taking a little bit of time to sit down and journal on this. And then I like to burn and turn over to spirit. So if it's something really important, that you want to keep record of, I would do that. But on a separate piece of paper, just a thumbnail sketch of what is it that you want to create. It's a very creative energy. And on the back side, what are you grateful for? Because when you take the time to write out what you're grateful for, when you say to the universe, I am so grateful for my family, for my friends, for this opportunity, for, this lovely outfit I just bought, or, the weather hasn't gotten too cold, or whatever it is you're grateful for. When you do that, you raise your vibrational energy into the appreciation and the gratitude, which is a much higher vibrational energy, and we attract into our life what our vibrational energy is. It's vibrational equals. So if you can raise your vibration up, you are going to attract in higher vibrational opportunities, financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually, whatever. And so raising your vibration becomes very important. So 5 things that you can really focus on for this Mercury in retrograde cycle for you would be to look for new ways to make money based on your talent and your values. Ask if you need to repair, revamp, replace, or donate any of your possessions. The best way to bring in new energy is to release what's not working, right? So if you want that new outfit for Christmas or something, you're like, yeah, but, and you look in your closet and it's stuff full, and you're like, I don't know, donate what you don't wear, donate what you don't use. If you think you need something new and you have a bunch of it, then you're probably not using all of it, and it's time to let it go and let somebody else use it. And so then another thing to do is pay overdue bills. After you check for any errors, open a save. Because it's Mercury in retrograde, definitely paying attention to the details really becomes important. Make sure you double, triple check things, right? And then open a savings account or a retirement account and make a list of what you value most and change your ways accordingly. And so that's that part of that journaling process. And journaling seems really important during Scorpio this year, more than I've ever really felt during any of the seasons that I've been doing this. And so I feel like that's channeling. When you journal, you channel your higher self. And so what is it that you really want? And when you start journaling, you start asking yourselves the questions and you see what comes up, you'll become more aware of what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and how to negotiate your way through that. And then what kind of changes can you make? Because we have very creative energy right now. And so you can ask the universe for what you want because you co-create with spirit. But unless you're actually taking some kind of an action step, it's not going to happen. So you are, the universe did a lot of work over the summer. A lot of things got moved, lots of tower moments for people, lots of things happened. But at this point, we're at the, it is time for you to buckle down and put in your effort and do your part, even if it's just a baby step. So if you are worried about finances, go through and look, do you have a membership to something that you don't even use? By eliminating that membership, that's a baby step, but it saves you some money. And then take that money, that extra money, right, and apply it toward a debt that you owe. Okay, so now you're taking 2 action steps that are not that big. They really don't change that much in the larger scheme, but the universe goes, wow, they really actually are paying attention. They really want to do something here. So, all right, so I am not taking any overall energy cards for this week because there's so much to cover. And Mercury retrograde and Scorpio energies, that new moon in Scorpio, just seem to be really overlaying the whole picture of it. And so we're just going to go ahead and jump on into the week. I already have a lot of the cards pulled while I was talking, so let's see what we have here. So, as I said, we have that new moon energy, and that new moon energy is about balancing the feminine and the masculine, the give and the take, the receiving, the action. Okay, so it's both. It's finding a way to balance that, and it's about being very independent. We have that Lilith energy of, I want to be treated as an equal. I need to be treated as an equal. I want to start a situation in my life where I feel like I am confident and being treated the way I deserve to be treated. And so a good affirmation for this month or this week would be, I am treated with the dignity and the respect I deserve. I am treated with the dignity and the respect I deserve. People appreciate my input. People appreciate my input. Okay, so now you start peeking through to the future. It's the realization that where you are isn't where you want to be. So where is it that you want to go? And because there's this overriding energy of the new moon in Scorpio, there's this need to isolate, this need to be in ourselves. You kind of feel like you're standing on the mountain, warding off all the people. It's like King of the Mountain, right? Where everybody's trying to pull you down off the mountain and you're on the high ground and you need to stay there. And so it's that need to kind of dig in and battle your way through and take your firm steps to survive courageously against all the odds, is what the energy of this says. So it's taking the steps, and so taking the steps becomes important. You have to plant the seeds of intention. You do that by taking small steps, by making decisions, by starting to move things forward in the best way possible. And so you have for this mother healing. As your feelings towards your mother heals, your desires manifest more rapidly and accurately. So, childhood traumas. Okay, your mother may not be around to talk to. It could be your relationship with your children. It could be a lot of things. But that feminine energy, that part where we were supposed to be cared for and nurtured as children, many people do not actually receive that. And there's a reason for it. There's a lot of built up karma and stuff and situations that had to be resolved. And this was a time frame in which a lot of that stuff was being resolved by design. We moved out of that energy a couple of years ago. And so now, in order to move out of that need for karma was being settled. And so now what you do now, there's much more immediate response to your actions and interactions. For instance, let's just look at global warming, climate change. The actions have been taking time, to get us to where we are. But now, no matter what happens, whatever we do now, in the positive or the negative, to control the situation, we will see the immediate consequences of it. Whereas back, during the logging industry of the early 1900s, and they were burning, they were cutting down forest, and they were diminishing the amount of oxygen, and they were creating all these things. It took a while, right? It took like nearly a century for us to see the results of, some of the industrial age practices that went into place. But now, whatever happens will have almost immediate consequences for the positive or for the negative. And so it's that kind of situation. So this mother healing, this opportunity to heal Mother Earth, I just heard heal Mother Earth, so it could be about that. To heal situations from your childhood. They may not be around to talk to, or they might be, and in my case in particular, when I tried to talk to my mother, she refused to talk to me. So fine. I had to heal that situation on my own, and I did it by deciding to forgive her for being human. I don't really know what got her to be like she was, or how she treated me, why she did. I do see how it has translated through my life. And so I can't do anything about what she did except forgive her for being human. I can't do anything really about what I did or didn't do except forgive myself for being human. And what steps am I taking going forward? What do I do from here moving forward that creates this nurturing environment for myself? So I speak to myself kindly. I treat myself with dignity and respect. I speak to my children kindly. I try to be loving and supportive of them. They don't think I always was. That's because, I'm a Capricorn rising, and so rules and structures were important, and it was out of love, but they didn't necessarily view it that way. That's okay. It will heal over time, but I know that they are responding because of the karmic situations they came into. And so how things are moving, how things are evolving from here depends on how I decide I feel about myself and how much I love myself. And so I decided to love myself. I decided to love those who hurt me. I decided to forgive people for being human and to just start rooting and cheering everybody on. And that's how I live my life. It is much nicer than some of the stuff I see going on around me. So I prefer my energy. I like it. And you can have it too, right? So it's that realization of where are you now and where do you want to go? What do you want to do for yourself? People did what they did because they were resolving their karma. But now we are past that point. We're at the part where we're at that really new beginning in time. This energy that's happening right now with all the eclipses that are coming up, that Capricorn new moon eclipse that we are having in January on the 11th is it's the beginning of a new decade. It's the beginning of a new cycle. There's just so much happening here. And the North Node is in Cancer, and the North Node of Cancer is all about healing energy of the mothers. So, Mother Earth, your role as a mother, the people who have had the role of mother in your life, they may or not have been actually your mother, but they have had that role. Any situation that needs healing, this is the time to decide to just pour love all over it, write it down, and say, I forgive them for being human, and I release myself from these negative karmic ties, and then burn that sucker. Let it go. That's what you can do right now to start the process of this retrograde cycle off on a really great foot, so that now you can it's about the death and the rebirth. So get the death part out of the way, release it, let it go, so that the rest of the retrograde and the rest of Scorpio, because actually the Mercury retrograde actually goes direct. Mercury goes direct right at the end of Scorpio season. So this is Scorpio season. this whole retrograde process. So let the stuff go, release it, and plant your seeds of intention for the life that you would like to have. That's where you start now. On Wednesday and Thursday, it is about accepting where you are, accepting help of others that will allow for the growth. Allow for the growth. So it could be accepting the forgiveness of others. It could be accepting that people are just human. It could be accepting a lot of things. And there is this impulse energy of the moon being in Sagittarius to like want to take action, to aim my arrow, to shoot forward, to see where it is I want to go. What am I going to do? How am I going to accomplish things? And so it's time to start looking toward the future and looking with that hope and pointing your arrow in that direction. And so doing this releasing process so that you can plant your seeds of intention and see where it is you want to go becomes even more important. And you have here wild, pure heart. Wild, pure heart. This is loving yourself, loving freely, giving love freely, accepting love freely, and accepting the humanity of others and just moving forward. Look into the future and allowing yourself to grow through the process. On Thursday, that's when Mercury actually goes direct at 11:41 a.m. So there's a lot of energy on Wednesday to get things done and wrapped up. So projects that you already have ongoing, you can, of course, work on through Mercury retrograde. But if there is something that you kind of wanted to start, and you might be a little cautious about just checking out the real details of it. And I'm not saying, if you have to start something during Mercury retrograde, you do. But if you could put it off, if you could put off surgeries, if you could put off trips that you haven't already planned, things that aren't already planned and the details haven't already been gone through, because Mercury retrograde is like an AM station you can't quite tune in, and like you get a couple words and then static, 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 and then you get a few more words and a few more words and then static and then mumble, mumble, static. And so that's kind of how communication goes. So people will be not understanding what you say. You may not be understanding what they say, or things might be totally left out of the conversation that should have been said, right? Or sometimes people say too much. There's a whole bunch of communication issues that go on. And so patience for yourself and for others. And since you know that this is what Mercury retrograde does, learning to be forgiving of others for their humanness during this Mercury retrograde becomes even more important. So when we move on Thursday, we get into at 10:30 p.m. So really it's Friday and Saturday. We're in that energy of Capricorn with the moon in Capricorn. And this is about that slow and steady, cautious, careful, working your way around the obstacles. It is about being nurturing. It is about having this new little plant that you've started and nurturing it and watching it grow and taking care of it. So this feels like a great time to nurture yourself, drawing yourself within, self-love, nourishing, understanding that the abundance of the universe wants to pour down over you. And this is about investing in yourself, investing in your growth, investing in the vision that you have. It's an opportunity, but patience with yourself, patience with others, and patience with the process is going to be the key. And so for this, we have the beautiful place. I'm going to have to do the little readings on these because I really don't know them. Ooh, stand in the light. Look at this beautiful butterfly of transformation. Stand in the light and honor the light. Oh my gosh. All right. Stand in the light, honor the light. And I want to say this is the light within you. We all are the spark of God, right? Wrapped up in human DNA, and honoring that light within you and honoring the light within others. And, when you're in the shower and that water is just pouring down over you, closing your eyes for a couple of minutes in the morning or in the evening whenever you take a shower, and just imagining that it is light, white light pouring down over you, healing the darkness that needs to be released. It's like allowing the sunlight in to nurture the plant, right? It needs water, it needs light, it needs care. Okay, so stand in the light says, don't avoid the spotlight or try to hide yourself, nor dull your light to appease others or another through your own fear. Your true inner divine light and beauty is meant to help others, and the only way that can occur is if you allow yourself to fully express it. So, making yourself small so that other people feel big is not the way to go. Stand in your truth, stand in your light, believe in who you are, honor the light within while you honor the light within others. Don't think that they have to make themselves small either. Like, it is not okay. It is not okay to try to make other people feel small so that you feel big. The beautiful place, don't be scared to face a problem head on. You don't need to be willful about a situation or a solution, but in facing the issues, you shall simplify the complexity and recognize the practice steps that will create the healing change. Keep your mind and your heart open and ask for unconditional, loving guidance as how to best evoke divine healing in any situation. So that careful, placing that foot in front of the other as you make your way forward, the solution is there. Don't be stubborn. Don't be afraid to step around things. But don't close your eyes and pretend it's not there. It's there. It's a situation that needs to be resolved. It takes patience. It takes being slow and steady. It takes being willing to listen to others and what they're saying, and being willing to incorporate and apply, working in conjunction with others. And the spirit of the warrior says, oh, wrong one. I'm dyslexic. That was 34, not 43. I was like, wait, I don't remember that. Oh, communication's gonna be, I'm nervous about how many of these I have to do this week. Okay. People around you, perhaps even you, can sometimes get caught up in the troubles of the world and forget to focus on the light and their own creative process. Gently but persistently remind yourself and others to ask for divine help. This can be done according to each individual's belief systems. Prayers will be answered. And so honoring the light within you, honoring the light that created you, honoring the light in others. And Scorpio is about the death and rebirth. And so if you can find something creative. So creative could be coloring. Creative could be, I was just talking to someone about this. So let me show you something. I have these mason jars. Okay? They're blue mason jars, and I take permanent markers and I write on them, peace, happiness, joy, wisdom, whatever it is that I'm trying to bring in, and I put the water in it, and the water absorbs the energy of the words. There's a lot of research on that, and so, but it's creative to sit there and draw on them, and so it's a small act of creation that also blesses me when I drink the water. So find something creative to do. If it's stacking rocks, if it's raking the leaves into a pile and then jumping into them, it's the act of creation during this month has a lot of power, and it deserves a little bit of your time, and it's a good way to release and relax. So find something to do. If you like to draw, if you like to paint, if you like to write music, if you like to journal, find something creative to do. Pottery. Oh my gosh. If you like to do pottery, that would be so beautiful. It's earth and it's water. It would be so perfect for this. So, all right. So the path forward. By the time we get to Sunday, you really start looking at the path, trying to discern where it is you're going to go. Adaptability becomes really important. The moon is in Aquarius, and it's a time to really modify and adapt and be willing to think outside of the box. Aquarius likes to think outside of the box, so that it becomes important. I'm going to backtrack for a minute to Mercury in retrograde, because Mercury in retrograde is in direct opposition with Uranus, which rules Aquarius, in Taurus. And so there's going to be a real pulling and pushing kind of energy there of needing to kind of blow things up to create new. So watch out for those moments. Staying patient, staying calm feels really important. Okay, so the path forward. You have cherishing self. I accept and love myself. I accept and love myself. I honor the light within me. I honor the light that created me. I honor the light in others, right? And then you have expecting miracles. Miracles are blossoming in my life. Miracles are blossoming in my life. And so that's where we're at right there. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I knew these were going to be long. I had no idea they were this long. Okay, so let's go on to the transformation reading, the destiny reading, and see where we are with that. Okay, welcome to the destiny part. If you're just joining me, wow, this reading has been intense. So if you haven't seen it, I think you should go back and watch it. But that's just me. All right, so what I'm going to do is, because Scorpio is such a transformative energy, I wanted to get into where are you now, and what can you do with that energy? How can you use it to best manifest for yourself? And so let's go ahead and I wanted to know what would be the next best step for you before we even get started here, and what you could be focusing on during this transformative energy to take you on your soul path journey to where it is you need to go. So you have commitment. The most important single factor is an individual success is commitment. Commitment ignites action. To commit means to devote yourself to purpose and to cause. And we talked a lot about this week, that this is important. The universe has set things in place. They have set things in motion, but you are a co-creator with spirit. And it is your responsibility to do something too. So it doesn't have to be big steps, but it has to be steps. You need to start moving forward. Even just writing it down, right? That's a contract that you make with yourself. That's a commitment. That's a start. And so with this new moon energy in Scorpio, it's a really great opportunity for you to go ahead and start writing what it is that you want to, to do with, that was such a jumper. With this energy of death and rebirth. Okay. Ooh. Overall energy, the world. The world. So the ending of a major cycle, the beginning of a new cycle, and the universe is right there supporting you. What do you want to create for your world, right? It's the opportunity to go out there and manifest what you want. So I am not necessarily going to read these in reverse because I didn't shuffle them that way, and but some of them will be in reverse, and it may seem significant or it may not. So we'll just go with what we have. So this is the key to the situation. And so while the overall energy here is the world, the key to the situation, is hostilities. So you feel like you're up against it. Okay, so self-esteem, self-value, self-worth, finances, that's the energy of Scorpio. But I feel in your second house, but what I feel like you feel a little under attack right now. And so being able to lay down your sword and forgive and pour love onto the situation seems important, but let's just see what else we have here. Okay, so, in the recent past, you were trying to get some more information about a community, a situation with a community. This community might be what you're feeling is attacking you, and what you really want is this happy family. It was in the reverse, though, because I see hostilities here. I feel like there's something in the community situation around you that makes you want to transform, because this is in the house of transformation. So you want to transform your current situation into creating that happy family. And I don't know why you feel like you're so up against it. I'm not sure. We'll see what we have here. Oh, woman holding a heart and Archangel Metatron, using your intuition. This is using your intuition. Woman holding a heart says to me that you need to focus on receiving the love, allowing the love to come in. And I want to say, using your intuition, you'll be able to decide if it's safe to allow a certain situation or person into your life, number one. Number two, it feels like allowing yourself to love yourself. It feels really important. If you don't love yourself, so that mother healing energy showed up in the first part of the reading. If you don't allow yourself to love and nurture yourself, then you don't have the right ingredients to help create a happy family. And it really does start with loving yourself. Okay, so this, in the recent past, we have a contract. It was in the reverse. So I feel like if you're coming out of a relationship, it's a oh wow, it could be a little tough. You could be really struggling with how that's going down. Not really feels imbalanced. And Libra likes things in balance, likes them to be balanced. And so maybe you're really having to fight for yourself. So this could be a contract in a relationship. This could be a contract in business. Because remember, this is self-esteem, self-value, self-worth, and finances. And so there's some kind of a situation that is not fair. And what can you do? What can you do to create the sense of balance? So you have the second chakra here, which is the sacral chakra, which is the self-esteem, self-value, self-worth, and financial. And so in the heart space, we have Archangel Ariel showing up here. You have Archangel Metatron. So using your intuition, stepping into your personal power, laying down your sword, you can do whatever you want in the present. The past has already happened, but you can always change. So maybe you need to stand up and fight for yourself with the self-esteem, right? But maybe not in a hostile manner. Oh, wow, the angels are showing up all over for you. Because underneath this world card, you also had this one. You had Archangel Michael, the first chakra, the root chakra. So we got the root chakra, we've got the second chakra, which is the sacral chakra. Now we've got the fifth chakra, which is your throat chakra. This is speaking up, and that's been a struggle. The struggle has come with you finding your voice and saying what it is that you need to say to get where it is that you need to be going. But look at this. This is beautiful. The action is cornucopia. And so the action is creating abundance for yourself. Finding that sense of security and that self-esteem and self-value and self-worth. Creating the happy home life. So the question becomes, what is it that you can do to get yourself there? And then we have the Angel of Balance. So this month, really focusing on what, finding your voice, feeling safe and secure in a financial aspect, and also in your sense of self-esteem, so that you can complete the cycle, so that you can regain that balance that Libra so needs. I don't know. I can't think of another. It's why you came here, was to learn how to create balance. We'll take that one. You came here because that's what you wanted to do, was figure out how to create balance. And so looks like you need to stand up for yourself, is what it really looks like, if you want to create. And it's against some kind of a community situation. It could be work, it could be family, it could be friends, or some kind of a situation that has made you feel less than. And so ask Saint Michael to come in and cut the cords of negative energy, to cut the cords of this contract, karmic contract. I just heard karmic contract. To cut the cords of the karmic contract, to set yourself free so that you can start moving forward. Yes? Okay, wow. All right. That was really odd. Okay, so in matters of health, what? Oh, all right. Couple of things. If you have some questions, if you have some doubts or concerns about the way some kind of a medical thing is happening, listen to your intuition, get a second opinion. Okay? So it says change physicians, but I think what that really says to me is you need another opinion. So listen to your intuition. If something doesn't seem right, then go ahead and get additional help. And I do think that there's some kind of a situation here because we have recovery. So there is something, but recovery also could be recovery of the heart situation, recovery of your self-esteem, and exercise is the key. So if you're looking for something to do to help feel better about yourself, exercise is a great way. It releases endorphins into your system, which helps you feel better, helps you to combat the blues, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere where we tend to run out of daylight very early this time of year. It gets really hard. But if you're exercising, you can release endorphins to help combat that sense of depression. And then there's this recovery also. So if you're coming out of some kind of a physical situation where, part of the recovery might be going to therapy, I'm not saying exercise without doctor's orders if you are in a situation. And then what I really love is you got the Give Us Your Cares card, and it's the angels walking with them. And so you have so many angels walking with you here. We've got Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Ariel, and Archangel, well, actually Metatron's not even I guess he's an archangel, but he's like the head of the angels kind of thing. And so that's a lot of firepower here to help you through this development of who it is that you want to become, to help you cut the negative contracts of the past, to fill your heart with self-love and esteem and the abundance of the universe. So, for you, another good affirmation would be, I allow the abundance of the universe to flow to me and through me. Because it is in giving that you receive, right? So if you need to release some stuff in your closet or whatever to make space energetically, money is just energy. What do you need to do to get yourself to create some shift in that? So I allow the energy of the universe to flow to me and through me, right? Okay, so these cards here are supposed to be about finances, but I don't think we're dealing with finances here. I think we're dealing with self-esteem and self-value and self-worth. And so you have quiet retreat. It's time to disconnect from the outer world so that you can discern the process of your true thoughts and feelings from your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself, and you will have more clarity about what you need to do next. And positive faith and optimism. You open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectation and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep going. Okay, so that was supposed to be financial abundance information, and that's what you have. We also have the messenger. I bring the light of awareness. Remember we had, I honor the light that created me, I honor the light within me, I honor the light within you, right? So that allowing yourself to receive the light and to honor the light becomes really important. And you have the mystic. I am spiritually wealthy. So when you look around and you do your gratitude list to burn for your new moon intention, make sure you think about all the not material only things, but the connections and the family and the friends and the things that you have going on in your life that really seem to be making a difference for you. All right. These cards right here, I forget what they're called. Oh, Path of the Soul. Where are you on your path? And so I want to get you a little bit of guidance for that. These are interesting. They're a special way that she fractures light, and it's always interesting. Oh, wow, we have a sacral chakra issue here. Okay, so the way she creates these pictures are so interesting and amazing. Do I have the book here? Because I kind of want to. All right. I mean, talk about being creative. Fractal energy art emanates energy. Each image is intuitively created, and the energy can be measured by dowsing and felt by the individuals who are sensitive to it. It helps to move the energy through space. I thought it in here explained how she did it, but I don't see it. It's an interesting process, but I don't see it in here. Okay. All right. So, number 20. 20 is a card of 2, right? It's a card of balance. So, Companion's Love. This card speaks of passion, creation, and union between lovers. Allowing yourself to be truly seen and vulnerable is an important step in learning to trust. There are many levels of love that can be experienced, but this speaks of the deepest, most intimate of all unions. Through this deep connection, energy is in full flow. Love is the source energy. Whether we experience the source alone through meditation or through our connection with others, it is still source. Enjoy it, play in it, and allow yourself to fully embrace all that it has to offer. I honor the light that created me. I honor the light within me. I honor the light within you. Oh wow, Shenrizi manifestation. I have no idea how you say this word. This card works to create a positive outcome in all situations, to free you from your problems, burdens, and sufferings by showing you all the many wonderful blessings in life. This card is the ultimate in manifestation on every level and every way. It is a complete form of fulfillment. This is the turning point in life. Free-flowing manifestation of all the good this world has to offer is coming to you. Stay focused on the blessings and you will see them multiply. Wow, so nice. Okay, so seriously, making the commitment, taking the action. Where do you want to create something in your life? What do you want to create for yourself? Choosing, committing to it, and taking actions. And cutting the cords of negative energy. St. Michael, Metatron, both of them. And they both showed up here. So asking them to do that. What I didn't see show up here was Archangel Raphael, but you can always ask him to come in and help heal your heart. He's like the only one that's missing. There's so many here. Okay, so what I wanted to do, because this is creative goddess energy, I wanted to pull some goddess cards for you so that you can see where you are. So we have Bass, which is independent. Your independence is the foundation for your strength and success. That's that Lilith energy of the new moon in Scorpio. You have a conventitia, purification. It's time for cleansing and Mercury in retrograde is going to be fun. Detoxification of your body and mind. Releasing the negative energy. So breathe in all the way up from your root chakra. Put your feet on the floor and just, if you're stressed out, if something's going on, just take a couple moments every day, several times a day if you can, and just imagine the energy of Mother Earth, because this Scorpio is all about the energy of Mother Earth. And just breathe in through the nose all the way up, through your feet, through your body, all the way up, and then release. So imagine white cleansing light coming in, negative black dark energy coming out. You can detoxify that way. You can choose to bless your food. You know, if you can't afford organic, fine. Bless the food before you eat it. It helps to detoxify the energy in it. And then we have Mother Mary. Expect a miracle. Expect a miracle. Didn't we see that somewhere else here? Expect a miracle. Have faith. Oh, we did. Expecting miracles. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. So keeping the faith positive faith and optimism, right? These are the keys: committing to what you want, releasing the negative energy, and taking some baby steps forward. That's where you go this month. So it's all actually in your hands at this point. You just need to do the work. A few steps and release some negative energy, and you will see your life transform. And it's really nice when you get that much control. And don't forget, Archangel Raphael, Metatron, Michael, Gabriel. Who am I missing? Oh, and Ariel. That's a lot. Oh, and Ariel is all about getting outside. Getting outside. So get outside. All right? You take care. We'll talk soon.